Well, hello everybody. Good morning. As you can see, Pilgrim is not with us today. He is, he's still with us, but he's not here. that sounded that sounded a little grim. He's not feeling well. He's under the weather, so we will not have Pilgrim with us today. It is the 8th of June of 2023. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Oh, Brute, Diablo, Jollins, Godkiller, hello, how are you? Gator, Bonzi. Who else is there? Stickler, Cliffy. Did I say June? I meant January. Did I say June? That's what happens when you get old, man. That's what happens. It will feel like that when June comes, I promise you. When I say June 8th, it will feel we're off. We're stumbling. All right. Got a nice coffee. I think it's a French roast of some kind today. So, I'm actually just really pleased as punch right now that we're actually streaming. I am using the 1080 GTX Ti once again that I put into my new very expensive rig. As you recall from a year ago, the drama and whatnot around buying the new stupid pre-built that I have. Sorry, don't get mad. I don't want to anger it. Who knows what the hell will break on it next. My 3080 is now a brick. As far as I can tell, anyway. My rig does not recognize it. Doesn't show up in Windows. Doesn't appear to show up on the BIOS either, from what I can tell. I am glad I did not get rid of my old rig. It's been sitting over there in the corner for a year because I am loath to give stuff away that I might find use for. I'm happy to give away stuff that I no longer need and can donate it and all that good stuff. A couple times I almost sold it. Almost gave it away, yada yada. I'm glad I left it in the corner. I usually do that for, 6 months at least when I buy a new rig or build one, just in case something like this happens. But as you recall, I bought it from ABS. The first one, it crumped, card, dead. Sent it back. They gave me my money back. By the time I got that whole rigmarole done, I couldn't even get the one I wanted anymore because that one wasn't available. So I got a worst case. Not worst case as in a worst case scenario, but the case is worse. And I got the same card. I actually got a slightly upgraded card. I went from 10 gig to the 12 gig. It's at RTX or whatever it was that made it go up to the 12 gig. And that lasted a year. And then last week sometime, as we were streaming, and yeah, Wayne, exactly, Pilgrim showed up. We started talking. And boom. I'm sitting here. All the screens go black. All three of the screens go black. But I'm still talking to Pilgrim. I'm like, I just crashed. I'm like, boy, that's quite the crash, actually. So I said, well, let me restart and I'll be back. And I was not back, was I? I was not back. So I go through the whole thing, troubleshooting, looking at it. I'm like, the card doesn't even show up on Windows anymore. Now I'm in the BIOS looking around. I can't find the card. Open it up, take it out, put it back in, turn it back on, no card. I'm like, well, what in the heck? Motherboard, card, what in the hell is going on here? So I pull that out, dig around in my old one, pull out the 1080, plug it into this new rig, and boom, we have a card. So, good job. Thanks, GeForce. Nice job. That's a great card. Lasted exactly a year. You know, it has to be said, of all the 3080s or 90s I've owned, it's the best one. The first one I had doinked in what was it, 3 weeks? So, hey, we're getting better, right? Meanwhile, the 1080 that I've had for 5, 6, whatever the heck it is, years, is cruising along, man, no problem. So, I actually waited till today. Because I wanted to ask you guys, Chuck, any suggestions you have out there on cards? I'm going back and forth. All of them are over MSRP, which is super annoying. So that's a problem right off the bat. I can get a middle-of-the-road 30 series, 3080, 3090 for anything from $1,000 for like a 3080 with only 10 gig up to 15, 18, depending on how much you want to pay. You can even go a little higher for the TIs, for the 3090s. Closing in on 2,000. You can get a 4090 for 21, 22. somewhere in there. So I'm just curious what you guys would do. I am not jazzed about the 3000 series. They seem to be giant piles of garbage. I do some VR stuff, so I could just chuck in a 2000 series or something and just get through it. But I like the quality that the 3000s give me. I like how fast they can render videos and do all the things that I do for the channel and all that, the streaming and everything. So I think a 2000 is not really in the cards. But I'm also considering just going to the 4000. Next problem is the heating. The heating is crazy. Like the Ford, yeah. See, O'Brute's bringing it up, and I don't know if he's talking about the heating problems with them, but they run hot and they're massive. You think this thing is big? I mean, look at the size of this dude. This is absolutely massive. It's probably a third again as big as the 1080, and the 4000 series are bigger than this, which is a bit crazy. And the problem with that, one of the many, is in my case, it's in like that, right? So all that weight is on this thing, and then this flimsy ass bracket that holds the whole weight. And I actually had a little I don't know, I think I showed it to you a year ago when I got it. It has this little bracket. It's actually right here. This little bracket right here sits like this, if you can believe this crap, right? This is how the build came. It came with this bracket that you put in the case, and it holds up the saggy end. I mean, on the one hand, it's fairly clever, right? I mean, okay, I got it. I mean, somebody figured that out, a way to get around it. On the other hand, the cases are not designed for that. So I think that's why a lot of people actually put it on landscape kind of size or on its side, so that the card is simply straight down into the slot. I don't know, man. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I didn't want to jump into it. At first, I was like, well, all right, I just got to buy a new one. I have to jump into it and buy a new one. Another problem is my fund from the channel and everything is right at the limit of what I'm thinking about getting. And I was actually starting to save up for the next rig, maybe a year or two down the line, right? Or potentially I was going to actually get a Warthog or F-18, the whole throttle quadrant, the actual no-kidding throttle quadrant, but that's out the window now. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Skytech. Let's see. Yeah. Unfortunately, that train has left, Wayne. I think you mentioned that. You probably mentioned that when I was thinking about it. Triple espresso from O'Brute. Excellent. On the bus, are you headed out or are you headed back in, O'Brute? You coming or going? Do you even know? That's the question. PG Tips. Oh, very nice. Jollins is in here too as well. Odd Dog, how are you? Good to see you. Artillery Bugs, Attack Crows. Very nice. Yeah, that's what happened, Attack Crows. That's what happened. Australian morning routine. Get up, drink a can of beer, eat breakfast, work 3 hours, lunchtime, eat, drink, work. All right, God Killer. Excellent, man. Well, hello to Down Under. What is it? I can't even do that math. What time is it down there right now? I suppose I should be asking what day is it. That's probably a better question. Got to be night, right? Middle of the night or so? So Bruce says no 4000. Okay, Gator, that's a great question on the water cooling. That's another question I had, if anyone has any experience with it. They have what they call hybrids, which come with a water cooler on them. Kind of considering that for the heat thing, but I don't know. Every time I read a review, it's like, well, it cools it a little bit. I'm like, a little bit? Shouldn't it be a lot of bit? I mean, I'm not sure. That's extra room, which I think I can get away. I think I can get away with it. I don't know, man. So yeah, you could go water cooling. You could buy a regular card and add water cooling, but it's a little goofy with the cards because you end up taking off I think what I can tell you end up taking off the fans that are on it and attaching this thing somehow because you've got to get the contact from your water cooler to the big chip or the chip set or whatever it is on a card. And I've never messed with that. I've never taken a card apart and put water cooling on it. So I don't know how that would even work. I mean, the way this thing's designed, it's got, obviously it's air cooled and it's got the whole radiator array right here. So I don't even know how a water cooler would be added to a card. Maybe you always have to buy them as a complete kit. I don't know. I haven't messed with that. So Brute's starting a 3-day trip. Oh, man. Bitwise is here. Hello, Bitwise. I missed you, man. I missed you so much. Welcome back. Never used a water cooler. Seems overkill. Yeah. Bonzi, we're talking about my dead video card. So I'm trying to crowdsource with you guys. I need some advice on what to do. 3000 series, 4000 series. What? You know what I mean? I don't know. So I'm sort of sitting. Right now I'm coming to you live from the 1080 GTX Ti. I keep talking a lot about how good this card is. I know the more I talk about it, the more likely it's going to crump on me. But right now, man, what a total old reliable card. We're actually streaming on that thing right now. It's pretty awesome. Bonzi says grab a 1070. Okay. Well, I don't need a 1070. My 1080 works. I mean, I suppose I could go until my 1080 dies. I just like the better performance I got out of the 3000, man. Running at SD. There you stream from my phone. Okay. Well, like I was saying, Bonzi, what I'm saying... Oh, I lost a shoe. I blew a shoe out. What I'm saying is, for the video rendering and the quality of the videos, they're just better with the 3000 series, with the better card. Although, to some extent, it's the CPU that does a lot of that stuff. So maybe a lot of my advantage for the rendering stuff was actually CPU driven. I mean, the software I use does use GPU, so I think generally it's better to have a better GPU as well. Bought a new computer, actually used Dell, been banging my head against the wall trying to get the OS. Live USB sticks work fine, but install keeps crapping out, looking for the comment. Oh man, yeah. Other than the bot in the chair, I know, Zimbo. Had a cooler pump stop working a CPU. Yeah, that's another thing that's pretty funny, Artillery. I put a water cooler on my old rig with the 1080, and I actually had to. I did this video years ago when I talked about it, but I had to modify the case to make the radiator fit where I wanted it and all this stuff. So I mean, I did some pretty major surgery on this thing. So I was pretty proud of myself that I got it all working. I was always worried about that though, because it's a closed loop. But knock on wood, that old unit, that water cooler never had a problem. This one is also water cooled, so I'm always nervous now about that kind of thing. They do downscale, they do, but if you've got a better quality going in, I think you lose less. Is that right? I believe so. I do know that the quality went up when I got the new rig. People did mention that, yeah, it looks a bit better, and the streaming, it looks a lot better. Some folks are turning down the clocking on the GPU to keep from breaking since I run 1070. Yeah. I never overclocked any of my stuff, so this thing I had in here, the GeForce, was just at the standard clock. All right, cool. Well, there you go. If you have any other ideas, chuck it out there. I was really hoping somebody would give me a definitive answer. What use are you guys, man? You're killing me. You're killing me. Okay. So, coffee talk and tanks. We got a lot to talk about today, fellas. That's kind of the channel news thing. The Christmas giveaway is pretty much sorted. Bad chat, bad. Christmas giveaway is pretty much sorted. I actually had an issue with one of the guys. The stuff from Wargaming was slow to get to him, so we got him some boxes. He's all sorted and should get the Wargaming stuff pretty soon. Let me know if you didn't get it, by the way. I don't know who we gave the T40 to. I did put that out there too, so hopefully Domo gets to that soon. I've kind of disappeared into Civilization 6 for the last week. I've played a lot of that game. That's pretty fun. Highly recommended if you like turn-based games. And you're into this, what is it, C3 or C4 or whatever they call it in there, where you, what is it? What do the C stand for? I can't remember. Maybe it's not a C, whatever it is. Been enjoying the AMBT. It's next on the 100 Battle Challenge, and the Badger, and probably the Chieftain T95 thing. Those would be the three ones I work on the most. Good morning, Kedge. Sutek, how you doing? Power consumption and therefore heat emission of graphics cards over the past couple of years are ridiculous. Yeah, that just to backtrack on that a little bit. One of the things, when that happens, you start Google Foo, right? You get your other computer or your laptop, or you get yours working enough, and the next thing you know, you're digging in trying to Google Foo everything and figure it out. One of the things, obviously, you start to think about there when your graphics card craps out is the power supply. I have an 850 watt. It had a lot of overhead. There should have been no way, based on the other peripherals I have, I'm not really drawing any more big power on that, and so I was probably only running 40% of the PSU. I know it spikes under heavy load and other stuff like that, but I don't think that was ever the problem. The only time you're going to need more than about 850, even with the 490 card right now, although that one's starting to get close, is if you're going to SLI or dual card it, the various ways you can do that. That's from what I can tell anyway, so if anyone's got any better info than that, let me know. But yeah, the heat's the big one, I think. That they're just cooking. Ask ChatGPT what to do. Okay. If you don't shoot all gold in the AMBT, you're not going to have a good time. I have a significant amount of gold, Diablo, and I shoot plenty of gold. I should probably up it. I carry like 12 rounds or so I've got a good 3 shells each? I got a good 4 total reloads out of it. I don't often get more than 12 shots, I would say. But there you go. I've enjoyed it. I mean, I'm doing okay. I got 30 battles and 69% win rate. That'll level off, though. So it's probably a close to 60% tank for me by 100. We'll see what happens. It's really good, actually. I like it quite a bit. The Badger I'm playing because first I want to get it to 200 battles like the others. The other one is I am still looking for that 6,500. I am still looking for that 6,500 5-kill win that I can finish out that mission for the T55 with honors, get my order back, and start getting back to trying to get the 279 early set up. Yeah, the Badger is feast or famine. If you can get in there, man, it can absolutely badger people. But it's also not as armored as you would think based on the current meta. If you screw up, you can get munched. Amazon's, yeah, I saw that, Detective Hoots. As I was searching around, there were a lot of those videos. I typed in 3080 brick or whatever, and a lot of them were this easy world or this new world thing. But that wasn't me, unless it was a similar issue. I wasn't playing that game, and I don't have that game, so that wasn't any part of it. A flaw being uncapped, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in there that I learned. Again, so we'll just circle back to it again. It's interesting because I guess the quality of the chips, they used to check them all. At least this is the couple videos I watched. And then they would test them, and then the ones that were on the low end would go into the lower, like a 1070 or 2070 or 2060. And the better chips would go into the higher end ones, the 90s and the TIs and all that stuff. But apparently that's not really happening anymore. So you can get a fairly wide range, relatively anyway, of capability even in the same card series, which I thought was really an interesting thing. It's probably not enough that anyone would really notice, I would say. The average person would probably never notice it. Yeah, they fixed it. All right, so that's it for channel news, I think, fellas. When's the next stream? Man, I don't know. I'm still fighting through the card. I think from what I can see here, I should be able to stream. So I'm not worried about being able to. I was doing it for years, the 1080 anyway, so we'll probably get back to it. I'm hoping to have some time this week, but again, I'm not back to my 4 days a week thing yet, so, and I don't know if I will be. I'll get to it if I can, man. It's just one of those things. And that's it for channel news, fellas. Let's move on to missions and specials. Well, the tank for gold right now is the G-Sor. If you haven't seen that, you can go over here to the Stow and jump into best, I think. Is this it? There you go. And you've got the G-Sor. So you got 3 offers. You can buy the tank for 9,300 gold down here. You can get the style for 2,500 or the total thing for 17 250. There are some kits and stuff that you can get. So just playing, get yourself 3 repair, first aid, or a fire extinguisher. You only do those so many times. This is the weekend special. I got excited because it was advertised as something like collect kits or gather kits or kit inventory or whatever it says on that little card. I'm like, oh, they've got a consumable sale. No, it's not a consumable sale. It's a few missions. The on track is the, what is it? VZ55 is on track. Not bad. That's actually a pretty good tier 10. The other on track is the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. Ooh, not the greatest tier 10. I like it. It's okay. Not amazing. It's not bad. Oh, there's no decals, Wayne. I'm sorry. No decals. There's the VZ55 because, of course, you got to have the missions in 2 different places. These are pretty good. If you're grinding lines, you're going to get a chunk of experience. We warn guys every time. For those that don't know, I think most of you do. But make sure you're playing the tank that you want these combat experiences to go to when you finish the mission. I think that's kind of the idea. You're playing the tank or the line that you're doing, but just in case you decide to change, although I don't know, maybe you can't, I guess you can't do it unless you're in the right tank. Yeah, okay, never mind. That's not as big a deal on these. You have to be in those tanks to get it anyway, so there you go. There you go. No factor, no factor. That's good. That's good. I like when I learn things on the go. It's always nice. Hey, what else we got? Make sure, we might as well put this in missions du jour. We'll talk about Christmas a little bit later. For the King, what's happening? Oh, don't even start on me with car batteries and electrical. That's a whole nother story. My son's truck. Holy crap. What were we talking about? Oh, Christmas. Make sure you guys go in there and finish out your Christmas stuff. And what that's going to do is, or not what that's going to do, what you should do is go ahead and convert, once you get all of the possible points today, because today's the last day, make sure you go up here and do the conversion and bring them up to 2,000, as many of these as you possibly can, so you can get at least one more token out of it. So I'm going to actually build a couple tokens here. I've already got 2. We'll do this guy. We'll do this guy. So I've got my daily missions left today. We'll see if I get any of those done. I should, with the daily missions, I should be able to at least get one more up to 2,000, maybe. Kind of depends on how it spreads it out. That's going to be a little close. You need more rock crystal. So let's just use these. I only have 40 or 45 rental battles in the 283. I haven't sniffed it yet. Maybe I'll win it on stream right here. Let's find out. We'll get the old do. Okay, yep, nope. Okay, and do. Come on, baby. Nope. Oh, this is the one right here. This will do it. Yep. No. No. Okay, come on, baby. No. No 283 for me. You need more meth, Wayne? All right, excellent. Oh, CC RNG did not come through for me on that one, man. See this T32? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. Because we have a Battle Pass sale-a-thon, Mera Pass-a-thon sale. No free tanks for you, people, all right? Ain't happening. It ain't happening. What else on missions and specials? Oh, we got a shill. I think, really, we are still in the world of, if you're going to spend money on the game right now, you are going to want to do it via boxes, which is pretty funny to talk about. This is your last day, folks. You have 21 hours. This is the hard sale, all right? I'm going to need you all to go in there and purchase as many boxes as possible. Zimbo got the 283? Oh, on your alt. Yeah. Battle Pass. Yeah, we're going to get there. King drifted away most of last year, beginning back. Spent on Christmas boxes to finance 2023 premium time. Good idea. Good idea. That's how you do it. But this is the last day, folks. So if you're still spending money, or maybe you waited thinking about it or whatever, make sure you use code Guido on that. Yeah, there's no code. What is this thing? Holiday Ops, just boxes? Okay. What do we got in specials? Let's see if any weird things have snuck in here while we weren't watching. Not really. This is all pretty standard. What about vehicles? Maybe some crazy vehicle has showed up we weren't expecting. No. No. Nope. All right. That's that's it for shilling, man. That's it for shilling. We got no more shill. We got no more mission either. I mean, the big mission thing that's showing up is going to be the Battle Pass. Guido, yeah, Guido code gets you a brick 30, 80, 90, whatever. I don't even remember what it is, to be honest. I think it's an 80. GeForce Gigabyte. Dead in a year. The good news is when you say it's bricked, this is a heavy brick. I mean, this thing is big. Yeah, I did forget the blue light, actually. You know, you got to follow the forms. You know what I mean? The forms, not the forums, but the forms. There are certain forms and procedures that have to be followed on this channel, and the blue light is one of them. That's what happens when my partner in crime is not here. The GSOR Zimbo is on sale in the in-game store. We talked about that, absolutely. As I said, go to store. Wait for the long load time, click on best, and there she is. So that was, what'd they sell? 4 or 5 tanks total. We had the GSOR, we had the Su-130. What else did we have? Was the Basante in there at one point? Something like that. So there's 4 or 5. Yeah, it's 15 hour. 274, there you go. Yep, balancing sumo. I think the 274, I think that is correct. Absolutely. So let's move on to subjects du jour, my friends. Going quickly today. Not as much back and forth. 1.19 preload is up. Guess what's coming with that? Rocket tanks. Rocket tanks. And guess what the rocket tanks don't have now? They don't have the big derp gun that the BZ-176 has, because I don't know why. Because the BZ was released broken, because they only wanted one broken tank, because they wanted to monetize their broken tank, because incompetence, because Super Test is a mess, because they're in a big reorg, because one hand doesn't talk to the other, because they don't care. I don't know. Overtuned, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about the BZ? What are you guys thinking about the BZ? Let's take a look. Let's see what it's doing. We've kind of tracked it as it's gone. Let us find out where it sits. I looked at it a couple days ago. It's still looking pretty good overall. Win rate has dropped a little bit, so it's 5th. Not that surprising. Although it does have 841,000 battles. That seems to have gone up. Goodness gracious. So it's still 5th, even though it's been played 841,000. You got the Guido graphic card of BZ. Your BZ is broken, Cliffy? I have, and I'm planning on doing a video, a 14 kill game in a BZ. Guy was top tier on Pearl River, and he got Rasputin's medal. I'll just call it Rasputin's medal. Yes, it can basically two-shot nearly any tier 8, same tier. It can one-shot, well, most of the tier 6s. I guess there might be some heavies that have enough hit points to withstand it. Yeah, you don't tend to get a lot of shots. It just takes a long time to reload. Yeah, I don't know how he record. Well, no, it wasn't a recording. I do have the replay actually. Interesting. I have seen that problem though, Diablo, and it's not just BZ replays. Some people have sent me replays they just couldn't upload anyway. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. What else we got going on? DPG is 3rd. Okay. That makes sense. Frags is 4th. Damage ratio is third. Kill to death third. Survival second. Better than the 100-01. The 100-01 has been second in survival and heavies for a long time. And not only did it beat it by 2%. That's impressive. That is impressive. What's its win rate? Pretty low. Pretty low. That'll change a little bit as it goes. Not that surprising though, if you consider that everybody's playing it. So it's drugged down maybe a little bit, although all these numbers should normalize a bit over time. Still, it stepped into a top 5, top 3 tank without much trouble. And that's not exactly the problem with it. I mean, it's annoying to see T-56s in games on occasion. And the T-56 is played a lot at 317. In fact, it might be second or third. It's second. It's annoying to run into that on occasion. But it's really massively annoying to run into the BZ-176. And you can't be in a game without seeing one of these things right now at tier 8. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm on 60 days. How much does this come down in 30? What does it change in 30 days? So it's been out a little over 30 days, it appears. Because there were 200,000 battles before that. That's really its entire career, I would say, right there. That's the entirety of its release career, is what we're looking at on that. Yeah, it's a lot. It's at least 1 and often 3 to 4. Yeah. It's dumb. It really is. All right, so there you go, BZ action. Lots of fun. So the preload is up. We're going to get the Chinese tanks. They're going to go off of the Type 58. So if we look at the tech tree, guys, if you haven't done this, you're gonna want to go in here if you want to get ready for it, prepare for it. It's going to come off the Type 58 right here. I currently have how much experience? I currently have 60,000 experience. Somebody help me here. I want to say it was 58 was the assumption, or 56 or something in that range. So if you've got that experience built up on your Type 58, you'll be able to buy the Tier 7 immediately. Yeah, I think it's somewhere around 58, Cliffy. I think you're right. I put 60 on it. So I should be able to unlock the Tier 7 Chinese Heavy as soon as it shows up. So if you're interested in that, that's what you need to do off the Type. You got to play your Type 58 to do that. Or use free experience, obviously. You can do it either way on that. That is the 12th, I believe, is the date I saw. Holiday Ops ends. And I think it's the 12th because I believe that is the start of the Arnie thing, or the new Arnie thing. The Judgment Day Battle Pass. Judgment Day Battle Pass. Oh boy. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at Judgment Day Battle Pass. As we continue to mash the accelerator, that is not where I want to go. As we continue to mash the accelerator of monetization, jamming it into the floorboards as hard as possible, we have now entered into a realm of, I don't know, what would you call it? What is the realm we have entered into monetization wise? I don't know. The death of free to play, the nerf, the hard nerf of free to play. This is a Battle Pass marathon, but you will not be able to get the tank without spending money or gold. It's a weird thing we've got into here, guys. And I don't want to blame I'm not going to blame the victim, but I am going to be honest. I'm going to be honest and upfront. The demand has been for relatively cheap gold during Christmas, which they have obliged. So we get a really good deal on gold when we buy boxes. It's been less and less, but it's still much better than just buying gold. So so then that creates in their economy. It's a whole other subject whether it's really an economy or whatever. It doesn't matter. In their eyes, in Wargaming's eyes, there is a game economy, and it's important. I mean, it's a thing. They have a dearth, a large amount of gold, more gold than they want people to have. So they devise ways to get you to spend your gold, which then bleeds into things like battle pass, marathon stuff, whereas in the past, and the problem is you've got the past to measure it against. We've seen marathons in the past where you could get a free tank. And while it was very grindy, it wasn't impossible. And then we sort of got into this thing where it became a little more grindy, but then you could grind for a discount. And so that was the meta for a long time, right? Couple years, three maybe, whenever it was they started doing that. And then we started saying, well, okay, it's still a good deal because you can grind to a discount. Then we got this battle pass thing come in, and there were tanks that you could get for coins, and it was a grind over a year, and you could grab some of these tanks. You could get those tanks free to play. You wouldn't get as many coins, so you couldn't get as many of them, but you could play a battle pass for the whole year, free to play. You would miss the second level of rewards, so there's another level of monetization. But you could get enough coins to get yourself a AE Phase 1 or whatever it was, KPZ 50T, whatever the tanks were that were available for that. But now it's a new year, it's 2023, and the first thing out the gate, when normally there would be a marathon somewhere in here, when normally there would be a marathon of some kind, we discussed Chinese New Year marathons a couple times, and maybe that's still coming because that's a February thing generally. We'll see. Maybe there's another marathon hot on the heels of this thing. But what we know right now is we have this Judgment Day thing, and it's a battle pass with a second level of stuff, as we are aware of. There is a tank, and we have had one of these little marathons before. But this time, in order to get the tank, you have to buy the second level. So right off the bat, you're into it for 3,500 gold, no matter what. You're into it for 3,500 gold. We'll talk about the tank. Bitwise makes a point. It is a premium tank, the T832. We'll look at it in just a second. It's basically a copy pasta of the T32M, which stats are out, although they also do announce the stats for the thing right there. It's an interesting tank, I will tell you that. I have played it. I can't talk about it, but it's out in the wild. If you're playing pubs, you may have run into one. The CCs, the regular suspects. We cannot stream it or talk about it in terms of its details yet, but that's what, the 12th? Is that when it starts? I hate how the big title doesn't have the damn time in it. It always drives me crazy how they do that. You always have to dig down to... There it is. January 12th. So I was right. January 12th. Should get a teleporting mechanic or something. Yeah. You can do without it or skip it. You could do that. You could skip it. Yep. So it's $17. Correct, at least. But we don't have the numbers. We have the numbers that you can gain by playing, the numbers that are attached to the daily missions, the numbers that are attached to winning or losing or drawing and all that kind of stuff. We have the limits per tank that is very similar to what it used to be, I think. We'll look at it. But say tier 6s, they give you a 15% boost, so they tend to be more bang for your buck in terms of points. What we don't have is the layout of the points, as in how many points a day would you have to grind to get this thing for free. Yeah, limits are the same. Yeah, so what we don't know, what was it last time? Is it 50? 50 per upgrade or section, 50, and there were 50 levels or so, something like that. I don't know if there's going to be that much this time because it only runs from the 12th to the 26th. So we've got Math in Public 14 days. That may actually equal 13 by the time you're done with it. Starting on the 12th. Let's see here. Starting on the 12th, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's 14 days, counting the 12th and not counting the 26th because it ends early on the 26th. So you only really, the 25th is the last day you can get the points, from what I can tell here. So it is a one-off battle pass. Who asked the question? It's a one-off battle pass, and the points don't count towards the yearly battle pass. So it's completely self-contained. It has nothing to do with follow-on battle passes, so there's no coins or points to be gained for that, for whatever's going to happen this year in the yearly battle pass. They call it battle pass because you're paying for it, right? You're going to buy, well, you're buying into the battle pass portion, the paid portion, for 3,500 gold or $17.50, however you want to go to it. So the name is Battle Pass, but it's not tied to the yearly thing. Okay, so the TVP 100, so 40, all right, so you take, that's good SA, so 40 stages. We'll look at the numbers in a minute. I'm seeing 70 daily for the missions. And if you say we'll get to the points in here in just a second, actually. Let's talk about some of the details on it. You can watch the video here. We've got the dates as talked about. Random battles, grand battles, daily missions. You can go from tier 6 to 10, so that's nice. There does not seem to be different points for tiers from what I can tell, so that's actually kind of cool. You can do it with whatever tier you want. There's no real advantage to playing 10 from what I can tell. It's got, oh, look, I just found it. It's right there, right in front of my face. It's nice. Reading comprehension is hard. It's buried in there. There's 50 stages. 50 stages, my friends. So, if we consider a stage as 50 points, right? Isn't that what it usually is? 50 stages times 50. I should be able to do that in my head. 2,550 points. You think 2,500 points. Okay? So, that can't be right, can it? Because if we go down here and we look at the daily missions, my math shows you can make 70 points from the daily missions. Where is it? Daily missions. Now, are these special? These are, let's see, points can be daily missions. Yeah, note that you complete any vehicle tier. These are the daily missions you get. So that equals 70 points just from daily missions. So if you finished your dailies, you're getting the tank. And then some. Oh, wait a minute. There's only 14 days. Never mind. Never mind. I'm going off at 50 days. Hold on. We got to do more math. I'm completely out to lunch. Completely out to lunch. We only have 14 days. So that's 2,500 divided by 14. See, I told you math's hard, guys. That's 178, 180 points a day. Woohoo! 180. All right, that's a different animal. That's a different animal. You can get 70 of those from getting all your daily missions done. You're going to need another 110. Let's say you average. So if you average 5 points, and I say that because wins, top 3 is 7, top 10 is 5 for wins. For losses, top 3 is 5. So let's say you're good enough to average 5. That's not a given, but let's just pretend you are. 110, that's 50 games? 50 games. Right? 50 games a day. 50 games a day. Woo-wee. Wow. That's not 50 games. Wait a minute. Math is hard. Hold on. 110 divided by 5. I'm a moron. $22. I'm telling you, man, this math is hard. 20 to 25 games a day. Bitwise says 21 exactly. So we'll pad it a little bit depending on how good you are. 21 to 25 games a day. Yeah. Anybody going to try it? Good question from Bonzi. That's quite a grind for 14 days. Quite a grind. So, somebody tell me over in chat. There. Somebody tell me in chat, what is the game mechanic Wargaming is going to use? Fast Red Horse got it. Fast Red Horse. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And that's why I said your buy-in is $3,500 at the beginning of this. But more than likely, most people are going to end up doing some kind of $250 per stage. Which is what? 250 times 50. 12,500 plus 3,500. 16,000 gold, and you get it the first day. The thing about being a pilot is you don't actually need that much math. If you can do addition and subtraction, a little multiplication, and can deal with the 60 to 1 rule, you're good to go. 44,000 gold. Yeah, so 16,000 gold. Is that, someone help me because I'm clearly math challenged today. But is that right? I think we're in agreement. Are we all in agreement? No one of us is as dumb as all of us. All right, fellas? But I believe 16,000 and you can park your brand new T32M, sort of M. And so what it is it's like the T34 Bravo. It's a copy pasta of the 32M with a skin that you can't remove. So it has the Terminator thing going on, and you can't. It's a totally different tank. So if some point they release the 32M, I have no idea, and you got that one, it would be the same tank just with a different skin. There you go. $67 tank. Well, let's get into that actually, Sutek. You're not being contrarian at all. I think you're asking a very valid question. Where's the stupid tank? Here it is. All right, so here's the stats. Let me go ahead and get it up here where you can see it. Here's the stats as Wargaming has it. First of all, notice that you are driving a tank with a commander, gunner, driver, radio operator, loader. How that changes with Crew 2.0, I'm not 100% certain if it does or doesn't. But right off the bat, they're selling a tank that who knows what the hell Crew 2.0 0.7, 0.69 is going to do. I don't know. So number one. Number two, these are the same. The average damage, and let me grab, I've got the T32 over here. Let's get the stats for this thing up just so we can kind of compare. Oops, not statistics, not that. Let's go with the details. There we go. Let's get it to a place where you guys can see it. We'll do that. And we'll do this. There we go. All right. So we've got 320, which is the same as the 32. And I realize the chat's all over that crap. Hold on. There we go. Move it down where you can see it. All right, so we've got 320, 218 pen. The premium pen has always been a problem on the T32. It's not good. It's at 252. That's not good. Not good at all. The hit points look to be about the same. Yep. The speeds are the same. I already checked that. The change is in the firepower stats. And I don't know about soft stats. Somebody talked about it, but you can look on tanks.gg, kind of look around. But this is kind of a big deal. All right, the T32 is 0.35 dispersion, and the 832/T32M is 0.33 starting, and the aim time is 1.7. So the gun is a little bit better. However, and the reload's not on here. Is it here? Interesting. The reload is longer. So it's like a 10-second reload. It goes from 8 something, I believe, 7.43 to about 10. So it's 2.5, 3 seconds longer reload. The DPM is much lower on these tanks. So you're getting a more accurate gun and less DPM. But its effective DPM, I would say, is about the same, because it's so much more accurate. And with all the things you can add onto it, this thing can be quite accurate. Quite accurate. That being said, even the T32 nowadays, with all the things you can add to it, can become quite accurate, and it has a 7-something second gun loading. So if you do the gun loading stuff, this thing is spitting rounds downrange pretty quick. It's pretty good. They're just the base 32. The trade-off, of course, when you're talking about if you're trying to min-max, is the 32M/832 from these stats has good enough accuracy. You don't have to spend your equipment on accuracy stuff. You can spend it on other things, like getting the reload down, or turbo to get around the fight a little better, or hardening to add on there. So whereas on a 32 you might chuck a vert stab and an IA or stuff like that at it more often, with this one you can get away with not doing that. Now you could improve the accuracy if you wanted to by throwing equipment on it, but it's pretty good to start with. So you can think about doing things like turbo and hardening and some of the other things. So there you go. It has less pen than the BZ's HE. So you would, $67. This is a BZ killer. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna. I don't know. Can this pen a BZ? Maybe the lower plate. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it can pen a BZ. The lower plate, I suppose. I think it can pen the lower plate. I've done it. Oh, wait a minute. -10 on the gun depression, which is nice, and then everything else is pretty much the same, fellas. The armor, survivability, all this stuff is the same. Soft stats, I don't know, because the gun has been jiggered with. I would look at the soft stats on tanks.gg before you buy, if you want to. Maybe the soft stats are a little better. Does anybody know? Has anyone looked at it? I'm making an assumption that they are better. All right, so there's the tank. So good question on that. There's a lot of chat in there saying, is it, why would you? Well, I don't know. If you're a collector and you want this thing, it looks like, well, we already looked at it. It looks like this, right? It's got a little red eye going on, and it's got some cyborgness on the edges of it. Here's a picture of it driving around. Looks a little bit different, right? It's got that kind of one half of the face idea. Also, there's apparently a bunch of little doodads on it that are, I don't know if they're Easter eggs, but basically they're things from the movie. So it's kind of, and I haven't really caught any of them, but they're on there, apparently anyway. What else? Oh, here. But we're not done getting gold out of you, fellas. We're not done getting the gold out of you. All right? You thought you were going to get away with getting everything for 16,000 gold. But not so fast, fella. Notice up here in the rewards, we've got the base rewards and the improved rewards. Also notice that there are 4 characters. Oh, we'll get to that in just a minute, by the way. Oh, where'd they go? Maybe they're down here somewhere. There's 4 characters. There's, what's her name? There's T1 million liquid guy. Why is what's her name in here twice? Is there a commander? Oh, Mother of the Year decal. So there's what's her face? Sarah Connor. We got Connor Jr. John Connor Commander Jr. guy. We have the T800. So we have 4 commanders, right? 4 commanders. Notice as we slide down here, and I know you guys already, I'm ignoring chat because I know you're talking about it. You can get John Connor Jr. Commander. You can get T800 Arnie thing. And then you buy the improved rewards and you get the other wait. Nope. No. Sorry. Not all commanders are created equal. All right? You can have these 2 for free, fellas. And you can spend $3,500 for the improved rewards, but you can't have the other 2 unless you pay another 8,000 gold. Balancing sumo, we're going to get to that, my friend. All right, so where were we? 16,000 gold plus 8,000 is 24,000 gold. That's $100 essentially, give or take. Wayne, thank you for that. Also worth mentioning, you're buying bonds. So we're selling bonds. We're selling commanders. We're having a battle pass where you can't get to the commanders unless you pay or spend gold. That's 24,000 gold right off the bat. 96 bucks, Bitwise. Thank you. Yeah. The doctor in the series died yesterday. What doctor? Oh, the guy who invented it all? Everything must go. Sail, sail, sail. Okay, Brute. Flip the switch on while no one's looking, my friend. All right? Remember to put on your chemtrail mask so you don't ingest any of the nanoparticles. I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Sorry. All right, voices. It was a good question. Let's find out, my friends. Let's find out. I'll let you guys be the judge. It's actually not on this. It's not. Why would everything be on one article? That would be ridiculous. We don't need that. One article? Come on. Why put it all in one article when you can have 2 articles? That's all I'm saying. Is this it? Here it is. Okay. Let's see if we can get this. Here we go. Uh-oh. Did you guys hear that? Why did that not work? Because my audio's jacked up. That's why. Let's find this here. Properties. Yep. Default my ass. Let's find out. Let's see if we can get this sorted. Here we go.
Oh, that was close!
Did you hear that?
The engine's acting up. We're barely crawling.
Okay. What do you think? That one's close, as I remember. Okay. Bouncing Sumo doesn't like it, but hold on though. Hold on to your hats, because we're not done yet. Perhaps because I've listened to them all. Let me just leave. I'm going to leave it at that. All right, here we go. Here's the T800. Are you ready? Remember, this was Arnold's character. Okay. Here we go.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your tank. Come with me if you want to live. My mission is to protect John Connor.
Bitwise, it is an exact facsimile. An exact copy of Arnold. Hey, look, guys. Nobody said this T800 is Arnold's T800. They made literally millions of them, all right? Do you think they all had the same voice from Austria? I almost said Australia. The same voice from Austria? Come on. You know, some of them... boy. We're not done. We're not. This, yeah, hold on. Here we go. Good call on the blue special.
An ally has broken down.
Wait, what? An ally has broken down. Is that in the game? Does a commander ever say anything about an ally being tracked or broken down? What is that? When would that line be done? What am I missing on that? I don't recall any comm like that. A wounded crew member. Oh, I see. An ally has broken, like another robot like him. When you shoot a team, yeah. Maybe that is a wounded crew member, Cliffy. You could be right. It's a weird one. Okay, so here goes Sarah. So we're 2. This is why I said the kids is better, because here we go.
Are we fighting against real commanders or cyborgs? Not that it matters, really. Here's something to remember me by.
It was a bot accusation. This is Sarah Connor, man.
No way! We lost our entire crew!
So here's what irritates me the most about Sarah Connor's voice overs is it is not even close or accurate or even an attempt to the style of her dialogue in the movie. Like especially in this movie where she's very terse and businesslike and jaded. You know what I mean? Like even so they have to say something that matches the game. I get that. But the way it's delivered, never mind the voice, the way it's delivered is not any way, it's not even an attempt to do the dialogue like she might have done it in the movie. And that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? And then we've got the T-1000.
This is Judgment Day.
That's pretty close. That's pretty... And the guy is delivering it kind of like that guy talked in the movie.
The fate of mankind is decided. Annihilation.
Yeah? I mean, of all these, his is okay. But this one is good. I don't know why they didn't use Arnie's voice.
One more of those hits and we'll need a new vehicle.
Not bad. I actually like the T-1000 million. Not bad. I don't know, Cliffy. So this has been a discussion to some extent in the CC chat. We've talked about this a little bit, and Wargaming has given us some information, but mostly it's boilerplate stuff. And this is not a dig at them at all. There's stuff they can talk about, stuff they can't talk about. When you do collabs like this, there's a lot of crap going on with this. Obviously, they've had to find other actors. They have they're doing a collab with the IP, so there's certain things they can do and can't do, and it's all built into their relationship with whoever has the IP. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is what it is, So it's. You would like them to get a little closer. Obviously, they were able to go out and find some actors. And I don't think it's a case of they're not allowed to sound like him, because this one actually sounds a lot like it. This is not bad, from what I can tell. These two are this one's atrocious because it has nothing. It's not even close to Arnold. Although, would you get an actor to try to act like Arnold? Now you have his name and image stuff going on. So that's probably, in my opinion, why they're not doing it with the T-800. He's not involved somehow for whatever reason, and they didn't want to get into that, so they just did a different voice. I don't know why Sarah Connor. Could be the same thing, actually. She's still kicking, and as far right, is she, or she died? I don't remember. So maybe they name, image, likeness stuff for her. Maybe it's the same thing. They can't really use her voice. So Sasquatch says she's still kicking. There you go. Yeah, Detective. So that was an agreement between them and Sabaton. So Sabaton went that far and said, "All right, here's a song." And I don't know who owns the rights to that song or whether they've got rights to it in perpetuity. Again, the same thing with the band, whatever they are, Pretty Fly, Offspring. Same idea. Like, I couldn't use the Offspring music. There's actually some stuff I can't use in this as well. In fact, I don't even know if I'm allowed to show those voices, to be quite honest with you. I can't show the video because there's some music and crap in the video that is a third party has copyrighted, has IP on, and I can't. I'll get a strike, so I can't use it. A lot like music, basically. Well, it is music, so there you go. Very interesting. This is another article with a lot of the same stuff on it, in case you're interested. So there you go. Battle Pass Judgment Day, one-off. A Battle Pass marathon-ish, very monetized thing. Very monetized. $100 worth of monetization if you want to do it. Let's say you ground it out, but you still wanted all the possible stuff. You would still spend $3,500 plus $5,000, so 8. Math and Public, 11,500 gold minimum. So if you wanted all the stuff possible in this, you're spending 11,500, and that assumes you grind the entire Battle Pass in 14 days of about 20 to 21 games a day. Yeah, who knows, Cliffy? Obviously, you're paying for something like this. It's also why we're not getting the tank. CCs aren't getting the tank. Normally we would get it credited, but that's not happening in this case. And it has a lot to do with all of the IP and stuff, which is fine. I got it. You know, it's a cool collab. All kidding aside, it's a cool movie. I like the movie. I like the characters. I like the actors for them. In generally, as the actors, insofar as acting and staying out of politics and everything else that people get all butthurt about these days. As far as the actors and the movie, it's awesome. I've always liked that movie, always will. It's a cool collab. I like that the tank, we talked about it a bit. Why would you buy it when you have the BZ? Like, well, if you're wanting a more balanced premium tank delivery, then this is it. It's got a few advantages and a few disadvantages. So I think that's actually, overall, it's pretty cool. The monetization is pretty hardcore, I would have to say. Kedge makes a good point. I have a stack of 15 commanders as well. But not everybody plays as much as we do. Still, though, it's point well taken. I have commanders sitting in my garage that I don't use. I mean, let's find out. I don't know how many I have. It's probably close to 15. If it's not 15, it's close. Look at all these. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 16. Special crew, not all our commanders. But I still have an awesome epic, guys. I actually believe I have 2 of those. One's already in a tank. Some holiday ops stuff sitting around. I still have Mila. Some battle pass from last time. Still got a Duke from. I have a Duke in a vehicle. I got a second one for whatever reason. So I've got a lot of crew as well. Six-pack says those are rookie numbers. Well, if you're not a tank collector, then you probably have even more, because if you're only playing a certain amount of tanks, then you probably have 1 million. Yeah, six-pack has 50. That's a great question. That is unanswered. Yeah, Sutek, you don't like the implementation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of with you on that. The concept's cool. That's why I was saying that. I do like that. I'm not jazzed about the hardcore monetization. In general, I don't really care too much about monetization. Companies got to make money and do all that stuff. But this one's fairly aggressive, I would say. And then as to the point about grinding up the crews, yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. We'll have to see. It is going to take some crews out, though, Cliffy. It shows turning crews into books. And I don't know if that's voluntary or automatic. We don't have enough details on that to figure it out. I don't know. put Mila in a Super Hellcat because of the perma decal on it. I see what you did there, my friend. I see. All right, Battle Pass Judgment Day. Let's take a quick look at some of the other news that's going on, fellas. Actually, we had an hour. We're a little over. Let's take a 5-minute break. I need to make another coffee, my friends. So 5-minute break. Go ahead and take care of whatever you got to take care of. And we'll be right back in 5 minutes, fellas.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true.
All right, we are back, my friends. Wargame lost their biggest source of income when they pulled out of Russia. Yeah, Detective, we have discussed that multiple times, and it'll be a continuing topic on the channel. Is definitely a factor as to what's going on. I don't know how much of a factor, but there is a big reorg going on. They started that over the Christmas break. I think there's more to come. There are more shoes to fall in regards to that. We've been watching, the channel and the community have been watching the news out of Lesta and things like flamethrower tanks and who's developing what. And to a large extent, I think we've given them a pass because there were probably several things in the works when they did their reorg. And then they're continuing an internal reorg on the western side of the company. We'll just call it that. So I don't know how it shakes out at the end of the day. I don't know. Sutek says preliminary understanding is that only crew members with less than one skill would be turned into crew books. Oh, okay. Why though? What? As I'm thinking about, like, why would that matter? What if I had a guy at 50% I was working on? Why would I want him turned into a book? What if I have a crew sitting in a tank that's at 92% on their first skill, and that's the crew in that tank? Why would that just automatically get ganked into books? Those are questions unanswerable because we don't have the details, but that's just one thing I can think of right off the top of my head. Wargaming is for profit business, yeah. That's a tough subject, man. I mean, I've always been of the opinion that they should make money because that's how they manage the game / bring us content / that's why we're playing the game. If this game didn't make money, it wouldn't be here. Not after this long. So it's fine to go around and say, you see it all the time. You get these developers like, I'm making this free game accessible to everybody. All right, well, then that's cool. And you can do that, but you're kind of doing that pro bono, my friend. And if you think people are just going to spend money on cosmetics, I think you're sadly mistaken. I think that's a part of the monetization strategy. But if you believe that you're going to create this game, this free-to-play game that everyone loves, and the only thing that's monetized is stuff that doesn't matter in the game, you can do that, and I wish you luck. And you may have some moderate success, but you are not going to be a massive game. I don't think so. I could be wrong. If anybody has an example of that, let me know. But everything is microtransactions and paying for content now. Civilization 6 is a great example. It's a really good core game. You pay 60, 70, whatever it is you pay for the core game. I already have 4 of the downloadable, purchasable, I guess, modules for it, or additions. So if you want to continue to add on to it, you're going to pay. Problem is the free-to-play makes the game broken. Make it a DCS model or Civ 6. Yeah, you could do that. But how would you handle well, if you started over, how would you handle that? By buying tanks individually, all of the tanks? I don't know if that's an answer either. I mean, I really like the tech tree grind. And initially, I liked the premium idea. They just weren't quite as good. But they were good for grinding. But we're so far past that. That died years and years ago. So I don't think there's not a fix unless you're going to unless you're really going to start bringing a nerf hammer to premiums. The only fix to premiums sitting at the top of everything is nerf hammering them. But every time you hit one of those moles, whack one of those moles, another one's going to pop up. Make money off the data mining. You can bet your ass Wargaming is doing that to some extent. Whether it's selling emails or whatever, you know they are. They all do it. That's why you can opt out of an email list, and a couple months later you'll start getting emails from the same place, because they will dutifully take you off the current list, and then they'll buy a new list, and oh look, you're on that list too. That's how that game works. Problem with nerfing prems is like the one time they did it to the super. Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's not happening. People will freak out. It's I hate overpowered premiums, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, don't nerf my premium. Which one is it, man? Pick one. You gotta pick one. Oh, man. Wrong kind of grind. That's King. I'm sorry, man. That that's your search history, dude. I can't help you with that one. All right. Where are we? Oh, we were going to look at some of the stuff that's going on here. Other things going on. Where is it? It says I find what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. That should be obvious by now. Where's my daggum? Will my button work? Hold on. No. Why would it? That would be ridiculous. Here it is. Okay, so what do we got? We have a new Tier 9 Swedish premium. Speaking of premiums, TD with the whole hydraulic, pneumatic, yada yada thing. 420 damage, 290 pen standard. Whoa. Not a big boost with the premium, but that's a bunch of standard pen at Tier 9. 3-second aiming time. Uh-oh, what's going on? Oh, it's better? Okay, yeah, that's when you're in siege mode. 0.35 dispersion. Got a -10. Got 40 pieces. It actually has a slight turret traverse capability. That's different. Huh. Does the UDES do that? Does it actually have just a little bit of movement? That's different. Let's see. Pretty fast. Oh, it's 20 while in siege mode. That's fairly significant. And switching time, switching to travel. There you go. Then we have a Tier 9 Russian. So anyway, the floodgates are open, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. The floodgates are open on Tier 9 premiums. Here they come. They're coming at us fast and heavy. ST-62 version 2, also a Tier 9. This is a light tank. And does it show? It actually doesn't show its camo on this list. That's kind of a bummer. Will it show it here? No. That's just a bigger picture. What else? This is what the heavy tank line for the Japanese heavy tank and tank destroyer branches. This is speculative and what it would look like potentially. They're showing the TDs coming off the Chito at Tier 6. The first one is a Tier 7. They're showing the heavies coming off the Chihei all the way back at Tier 4. So they're starting with a Tier 5 apparently, speculative. And so we've got a 5 to 10 line on the heavies, the new heavies up to the Type 71, and then a 7 to 10 line on the Japanese TDs. I don't have any timeline on those unless it's in the article. Probably not. That's all that's there. All right. So we got that coming on. Good morning, Left Shoe. How are you? I don't know that the Tier 9 is a premium. The article says Tier 9 RU Medium is a premium. Well, maybe it's a reward tank. I haven't heard anything about a line for Tier 9, so this is either a reward or a premium. But point taken, it may not be a premium. All right. So that's coming up, I'm assuming sometime this year, and it's interesting that they're supposedly working 2 lines for the Japanese line. So I don't know if that's a release at the same time or 2 different releases. We'll have to keep an eye on that. At least the Japanese will get a heavy line that's not the big bricks. That'll be nice. Let's see, what else we got going on? Judgment Day we talked about. Yep. Judgment Day. Yearbook. And that's pretty much it, I think, for trolling that. Yep. Well, there's still the K91 wandering around out there as well. Speculation on a lot of those is Battle Pass tanks. We still don't have any data really on what that's going to be. Yeah, that's a different tank. It's a, what is it, a medium, or is it a heavy? Maybe that's a heavy. I don't remember. Heavy tank. So this is a different heavy tank. Another Tier 9. This says premium, so there's a Tier 9 premium. So there's quite a few Tier 9 premiums and reward tank types of tanks sitting in the files that we've seen, or we've seen data on them out there. Battle Pass possibilities for this year's Battle Pass. We don't have any real data on what the reward tanks are going to be for that. Have they added only 1? Or have they... No, they added 2 last time, I think, right? I think it's 2 new ones, and then some of the old ones will be on there. There's also the potential for ranked / onslaught to have a tank. I don't know what's going on with that exactly. We'll have to see. Unknown. More to come. supposedly. What the heck is going on here? All right. All right, this is driving me crazy. We're losing control here. All right. I switched over to one of my attempts to fix my card because nothing could see it was to upgrade finally to Windows 11. Just in desperation, which didn't work at all. But it did work in giving me Windows 11, which is a little different. I'm trying to sort through all that mess. Well, Klaus has got another rigging video out. Actually, one of you guys, Brionk, I think he has sent me, I don't know if he's ever been in chat. Maybe. He sent me some videos, but I noticed the name. He sent it to Klaus, and it's another example of a couple platoons doing the rigging thing. So if you're tracking that, he's got another video out on that. What else? Christmas. So Christmas event feedback, guys. Let's see. What do I think about it? It started off like, I hope it doesn't go like this next year. I hope there's a little more buildup. I hope they don't just dump. This goes back to the monetization conversation we've had during this stream. Yeah, King, exactly. Started too quickly. They just got dumped on us, and it was like, here, spend a bunch of money. Here's all your bonuses. Have a good Christmas. I'm like, okay. Somewhere in between, too hard to grind to get the bonuses and dump it on you on December 1st. Somewhere in between there is probably a sweet spot, maybe, that could get aimed at. A lot of that may be situation dependent based on just the situation Wargaming finds themselves in this year. We'll see what it looks like next year, but it definitely swung really hard towards the just, here, spend your money, get out of my face, here's your Christmas. There were no follow-on missions. You're going to miss petting Chaffee? Wait a minute, can you do it twice a day? What? Is it twice a day? I mean, you can't collect from your friends twice a day, can you? Or am I just a complete idiot? Maybe I'm a complete idiot. It's possible. I thought you could only do that once a day. I think it's once. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's not giving me shit. It's like, nope, sorry. Anyway. I did not spend any money. That was another thing. King, good segue. Why was there a mechanic for spending gold with no benefit? That was bizarre. That one goes back to the monetization for decoration stuff, right? Monetization for that kind of content. I'm assuming people did it, but what was the point? It's crazy. So somewhere in there is a sweet spot, I think. Some of the annoyances, the terminal I can do without the terminal. People freaked out about not getting the 283. I wasn't that bothered by that. It's also monetized to some extent though, because you buy boxes and you get a bunch of the resources so you can build coins. The drop rate was very small, as you might assume. There was some confusion with the whole 11% thing. That was not exactly true. The way they termed it wasn't quite right. Diablo, exactly. So reading my mind as we're talking about it, said the same thing. Another way to say it. It was, yeah. It was. It was a bit disingenuous, wasn't it, Diablo? Just a tad disingenuous, Wargaming, to say 11%. When it really wasn't 11% exactly for one of the things that you put in that list. I don't know. It's crazy. There was problems last year. That's right, Fast Red Horse. But they had made it... Well, the problem there was, I believe, was again another terminology thing where they made it sound like you wouldn't get duplicates. I don't remember how it went, buying the boxes or whatever, and then they fixed that. I got the rentals 4 times, and then you got the tank for real. There you go, Nat. Well done. I did not. I don't have a lot of luck with these kinds of things. At least it feels that way. I suppose when you don't win it, it's easy to say that kind of stuff. But I only got... Was it a tier 9 or 10? I don't remember. Yeah, it's a 9. I got what? I only got 35. So I'm a CC. They gave me 200 boxes, fellas. 200 boxes worth of resources. I collected resources every day. I didn't always get all of the missions done, but most days I got a significant amount of the missions done. So I got a lot of resources, and I put a lot of coins in. I didn't count how many, but it was a considerable amount of coins, and I only ended up with 35 rentals. That's it. Just around midnight got one? Good. Used about 40 to 50 tokens, all right? I think I'm pretty well past that. I don't know how many tokens I put in, but it's probably more than that. What do the tokens convert to? I don't even know that. +60 rentals. T1 Cunningham. 355 boxes and completing missions every day and only managed 40. See, that's even worse than me, Detective. You did. There you go. Now I feel better. Now that you had a worse experience, that makes me feel better. So that's how humans roll, man. As long as somebody else is having a worse time, then I feel better about myself. 50 rental days. They can kiss my grits if they offer that for sale. Yeah. I think I might too, Cliffy. I think, yeah, I'll probably play it. I mean, I don't have enough to get it to 100 battles. I don't know if I'll do the 35 either. I haven't touched it. As you can see, I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm just going to let it sit for the moment. Not that worried about it. So tomorrow, we're going to get a patch. You will see the Christmas garage go away, and we'll be back to regular ops. In fact, I think all of the bonuses go away too. There's no more of this, you get a bonus or you can put a tank in a bonus slot or anything. I believe tomorrow it's just all over, my friends. I did okay. I probably made about 25, 30 million. I think a little over 30 million credits. I didn't play a whole bunch, but I did like the bonus. It was nice to have it. So I've got a good amount of silver now out of that. Good enough. Yeah, the terminal payouts were cheap, and it was disappointing that it was disappointing they didn't do extra missions during the weekends at least, where you could get more resources. I didn't get that. That was really weird to me. I'm not really sure why. What it looks like is being cheap as hell. That's the perception of doing that, because in the past we've always had missions where you could get small boxes. I thought that was cool. It gives you a little more reason to play on the weekend. And because the rewards were so relatively low, especially as compared to how many small boxes you used to be able to get, I don't think they would have hurt their bottom line very much by just throwing out some extra stuff, you know. So it was nice. It was nice to get free stuff, so you don't get too crazy about it, really. But all we have to compare is the last year's, and this one was simply cheaper. However you want to look at it, whether you like that or not, that's the facts on the ground. Pulled experimental equipment last minute. Really? Wow. Twitch drops and depot are done. What is that? Are they not there anymore? I forgot all about those. Oh, good call, man. Thank you. I forgot about that. Yeah, go use your points, fellas. They're done. So go to your depot, go to your drop thing, and spend your stuff. That's a great call, man. Thank you. I'll do that right now. I'm thinking about it. I wouldn't worry about these two. They don't have any bonuses. They're not the same characters. There you go. Appreciate that. So somehow I can come up with 3 more today, which I don't think I can. If we go over, let's take a look though at If we go to Twitch, are we able to maybe grab anything else? Well, I do have some rewards actually. Claim. Oh, I did get a token, but I don't think I got enough. I got one more token maybe. So now I have 3, and that's unfortunate. Oh well. You still have 2 more missions for tokens? Oh right, that one was a mission. So is that another token? Good call, good call. I don't know though. No, I don't see it in here. Or do I have to log out? I'm not sure. I don't think I can get 3 more coins today. They pay 2, and I need 3, so I don't know. Semi-normal watt tomorrow. That's right, Bonzi. Semi-normal watt. I think that is everything I had to talk about, fellas. That is everything I have to talk about. I will try to look for some time to stream next week. I actually need to stream a couple extra more times a month just to keep my partner, not partner, but affiliate status. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And now I've got to figure out in the next week or so, I think I'm going to make some kind of decision on the card. Still don't know what I'm going to do. Arcade Cabinet ends today also, I think. I don't know. Does it have a time? There are bonds to be got for that. To be had. To be got. But I think Arcade Cabinet ends today too. Here's an info thing. Maybe that says. Yes. Through January 8th. So if you're going to do Arcade Cabinet, that's today. It's, yeah, easy bonds. I didn't bother with it. At 46,000 bonds. But yeah, if you need some bonds, there you go. Yeah, I played 2 snowball games. One was pretty funny. 130,000 bonds for Aussie. You need to buy yourself some purple equipment, man. You might as well. What are you saving it for? Just in case some auction comes along and you get to buy some crazy tank potentially. Yeah, Ice Age with the ice, I think people liked better than the snowballs because just skidding around and doing all that stuff. 600 more bonds to get the M60 or 121B. I liked my M60. The 121B is a little beast, man. Highly recommend that tank. It's a monster. That thing's DPM is insane. Pretty good little tank. Pretty good little tank. All right, guys. I think that's it for today. Let's go find somebody to raid if we can. I do appreciate everybody coming by. Hopefully we'll have Pilgrim next week rejoining us. Tried to get Battle Chick on, but she's at church on Sunday, so that's not a player. We'll see if we can pick up somebody else along the way. Old Man the Wise is up. Let's go raid Old Man. Try the STA2 on the ice. There you go. Nice. That's awesome, man. We're gonna raid Old Man the Wise as soon as I stop flailing here. That may take a while. It may take a while. Old Man the Wise. All right, guys. Thanks for coming by. We're gonna raid here in 9 seconds. Hope you guys have a good Sunday. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, if not, we'll see you next Sunday on Coffee Talk. Be safe. See you later.